Hey guys, what's up? I'm Greg. I hope you guys are ready to unpack and get into some good conversations today.
And I'm Jess, and this is our podcast, Baggage Claim. Thank you for joining us.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Baggage Claim. Sorry if you're a regular and you missed us last week. Jess was sick.
I was
wasn't
sick.
able to record. But Baggage Claim is just a place where we come together for conversation and some community around marriage, blended families, relationships. Sorry, I just put like four things, crammed them all into a welcome. But welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope if this is your first time here, man, just kind of take a deep breath, relax. We always say, grab your favorite beverage, whatever that is, wherever you're at. And just proverbially pull up to the table with us, and we're just going to unpack some baggage and look into some of our baggage and see what's there and unpack it together and have some fun.
Yeah. So if I sound different this week.
Oh, you sound different. 100%.
Yeah, I'm still struggling. Last week, that's why we skipped a week recording. Between episode 25 and today's episode 26, we're a little bit behind.
So sorry, guys.
Yeah, so if I sound different, the back to school cooties have gotten me, and I'm doing the best I can. I've got my cough drop here. I've got my drink, trying to help it be normal. But if my voice delays trying to come out, it's still me.
I'll
Thank
interpret
you.
what she says.
Yes.
Before we jump into our topic for tonight, I always say today.
Today.
So,
It's usually nighttime when we're recording. So
this is almost like Christmas time for me. Like this time of year is the best time of year.
If you're not listening when this is actually recorded, it's the end of August.
Hopefully this goes out this week though. No,
right,
so
if our friends are not listening, it's the end of August, going into the first weekend of September, when we're recording this now, which is the kickoff of
UGA football, college football.
Georgia Bulldogs. Yes, see, there are no other teams as far as we are concerned, except for the ones that we beat.
Right.
So we are completely 100% a Georgia Bulldog family.
Yes, 1,000%.
Yes.
So we're repping all kind of Georgia gear this week. Excited.
Well, you got your Georgia shirt on. I have on my dress I wore to work today.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe that. And I got my Georgia cup. So
you do. Yes.
But we're excited because it is so fun. Saturdays at the Peck household consist of a lot of barbecuing, cooking out, hanging out with friends, and watching football and having a good time. So it's two of those great things get to come together, some friends, family, and some good old barbecue and football.
Yeah, so. Our producer, Michael, is sick tonight, and so our son, Thomas, is stepping in again, pinch hitting for Michael. Firefighter Thomas. Way to go, Producer Thomas. Thank you for being here. You've got a microphone if you choose to use it. He can't get it to work. Okay, cool. So, anywho, here we go. So, what are we talking tonight?
So, tonight
What are we talking tonight? What are we talking about?
Okay, we're jumping into a topic that if you've been married for 10, 12 years and I throw out this topic, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to encourage you. Don't hit stop. Don't hit pause. Just hang with me and listen. Okay, before we get into it, though, I thought of this. This is my ADD brain.
Oh, gosh.
Ever who you are in Singapore who is listening to us, please shoot me a DM.
Please.
And I just want to say thank you.
Because y'all, welcome to the South, y'all.
That's
Singapore,
a southern term for everyone.
Y'all have, like, really for real, like, hardcore, like, I'm a fan. I'm downloading lots of episodes, and I am just shocked beyond belief.
I would love to connect. Shoot us a DM on any of our socials.
I'll just tell you the truth. Everybody is listening. Anybody that's outside of the realm of
Gainesville,
where we live that listens to us baffles me.
Yes,
and now we are in, like, what, 6 countries? 10. Okay, excuse me.
10 countries, 147 cities. Everywhere from California to Washington, everywhere.
I cannot comprehend that.
Lots of people in Texas. You know, a lot of downloads in Texas. So
please, I really would like to hear from some of y'all that are listening to us.
Because we literally tonight, if I'm honest, before we get into this, we had a heart-to-heart, like serious. Like,
it was not fun.
No, it's not a fun conversation. We are almost at the point where we're like, I'm just done. We're not going to do
Throwing
this
in the
anymore.
towel. Not you and I. Baggage claim.
Yeah. Yeah, because it is tough.
I'm sorry if I cough, y'all. I will do the best I can to get away from the microphone.
And we're like, is it actually hitting? Is it working? Is it? Are we just talking into microphones? Or is anyone getting anything out of it?
Yeah.
And we did. We sit down to do content creation, and we spent an hour trying to figure out if we want to keep going or not.
Yeah.
And so,
like, where are you at?
that's us being 100% honest. That's real. We're here recording, so we're moving forward. We're trying to do the best we can.
We came to a good conclusion.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out what's next.
For real, though, like hearing from some of the folks that are listening to us would be really encouraging for both of us, because we pour our heart and soul into this. And this is real life for us. Like, even our son sitting in the room, producer Thomas, can attest to this. This is real life that we're sharing with you guys. And so just shoot us a message or a thumbs up or
keep going.
Yeah.
And that's a very selfish thing for us.
It is
like,
selfish.
We need a pat on the back, but
pat me on the back. I'm okay with that.
So when I was starting to say,
yes.
If you hear this topic, I'm going to encourage you to stick with me, because if you've been married for 10 years, there's content for you here. We're going to get there. If you're listening to this and you're not married, thank you for listening for relationship advice and some of those things or some tricks or hints. But tonight we're talking about the single biggest decision you will make in your life. I believe this is the biggest decision you can make. And we've debated that back and forth, and I think we've come to that conclusion of who you marry is the single biggest decision you'll make in your life. More than where you go to school, what you do for a living.
Oh, gosh, yes.
All those things, this is it. And it's a big decision that we so many times rush into, and then so many times has been commercialized and just made into this something overly romantic. And I'm not saying it shouldn't be, but it's all about the presentation.
I mean, there's a space for that, but that, like, the Hallmark cards and movies and will you buy me flowers and all those, it sensationalizes it.
Yeah. So we're going to dig into the actual idea of when you said yes, why did you say yes? How do you pick the right person? Why did you pick that person? And then we're going to talk into if you're 5, 6, 10 years in, and you're like, I picked this person, but I don't even know who this person is.
But here I am. Yeah.
We're going to address that also.
So you and I have the, I don't know that advantage is the right word for our experience, but you and I have the experience of having done this twice.
So you had a trial run. Trial run's not, okay, sorry.
I don't feel like that's the right word.
It's not the right word. It's not the right word at all. Sorry.
But you and I have the experience of having done this twice, of choosing who you're going to marry.
Yes.
So let's talk about why that is important. Why is it important to really think about the person that you're going to choose to marry? Because you do get a choice.
We tried to have this topic last time, and then we got sidetracked into something completely different.
Most of the time we get sidetracked.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to stay focused here on the real reasons.
I'm so excited. You're going to be a focus fox. That's what I use with my first graders. I have not taught these new first graders this yet. You'll be a focus fox.
So why? Because this is not just I love them. They look really pretty. Oh my gosh.
I have butterflies.
Yeah, they're so cute. I mean, there's those times, there's that. And I mean, of course you have to have that. If you're looking at this person going, I mean, they're okay. That's probably not a great start to the relationship.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, like if that's what it's based on, it's just kind of like, there's got to be more. You know, there's like a lot of people look at relationships and go, there's got to be more to this, right?
There is.
Are you asking me why we started, or why am I asking you?
We're just talking about why it's important of who you choose to be married. Like, what, if you think about it in the bigger picture of who you choose to marry, it has an impact on what can happen in your future.
Oh,
or what
100%.
what kind of future you might have.
I would say it has the capacity to cripple you.
Yeah.
Or empower you.
Yeah.
I think one could be a rocket ship and one could be a nuclear bomb.
Okay, fancy pants.
One could,
analogy.
Just like, for instance, like someone who you marry could be someone who encourages you toward your dreams and your ambitions and trusts you and just says, hey, go for it.
Yeah.
Or they can be someone who says, no, that's a dumb idea. Just go make money.
Yeah.
Just earn a paycheck. I mean, there's more to it, but ultimately there's
a lot more to it.
It can be that. So
I feel like one of the most important things is, though, when you're thinking about marrying somebody, because it's not just like, oh, we're going to get married and we're going to live happy ever after. Like all the ladies usually want to believe that will happen. That there's a lot more to it according to like, what do they value? Does that person that you're thinking about getting married to and spending hopefully the rest of your life with, do they value what you value?
Well, the thing is, too, you got to know what you value.
True.
Like the question for me would be like, if I'm doing premarital, I'd be like, okay, tell me a list of the things that you, from most important to least important, tell me what you value. Like, what's your top 4, top 5?
Right.
And be very, very honest with yourself. That's the problem. We're not honest with ourselves. But it's like, figure out what those top 4 are that you value. And that kind of helps set a standard for what it is that you're looking for someone else when they value those things too.
Right.
Because it takes more than 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 dates. I mean, anybody can, put on a good sales pitch for a little while and just say the right things and do the right things. And then you're going to be like, oh, okay. They always just say, hey, when the rubber meets the road, when things get real, what really comes out. Because,
like, what do they feel about, like, what are their family values? Not just your own, like, what do you hope and dream for your own future, but, like, how is, like, when you join together, how is that going to look for their established family that they came from? What kind of faith do they place value in?
Yeah.
That can look different for lots of people.
I think one of the things is like, how do they handle conflict? Like when things get tough and you get and because life gets tough and it's stress.
Yeah.
When they get stressed, when you get stressed, how do you handle stress? How do they handle stress? Do you shut down and not talk? Do you get frustrated?
I do.
Do you get mad? What do you like?
But
how do you
like,
handle those things?
I mean, here's an illustration. Like, even if we're not on the same page, can you read my page and can you understand it? We don't have to agree every time. But if that person that you are trying to join your life with can't even, like, quote unquote read your page and understand it, like, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
like,
it takes a little while to get there.
It does.
Guys are a little slower at that than women are. It takes us a little bit to get there.
Sometimes, but, like, I mean, when I learned how to communicate, it didn't take much for me to be like, no, literally, this is just how I feel. If I could just be real honest with you and say to you how I feel, then you could be on the same page as me most of the time.
Now, catch me. I don't know about you. You may have a different opinion of this because we haven't talked about it. You're not looking for an ideal clone of yourself to marry because that would be boring. And but I'm talking about you're looking for somebody who's in the same ballpark. Like, you don't want to be at Truist Field and they're in Wrigley Field. Like,
well, talking about pages,
totally different place.
Talking about pages, like if you're on the same page as me, if you can just be in the same book as me, you don't have to be on the same chapter. You don't have to be on the same page. If you can just be in the same book, I'm okay with that.
So there's got to be a place for some common ground.
There ought to be.
When we talk about values, it doesn't have to be, you got to believe exactly like me. You got to say, now, when it comes to faith, that's a huge thing.
That is a huge thing.
Because there's a huge difference in those things. And I would tell you, man, if you're looking to someone and they're Buddhist and you're Christian or you're whatever it may, Catholic, whatever
or
that may be.
Agnostic in general.
Yeah, just looking at those, like, you need to have some really hard, serious conversations.
That's going to be hard to get in the same book as one another.
Yeah. And so,
to be able to create common values.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that's a reason to, but so many times in life, we give up portions of who we are just to be with somebody else because we think they can give us something that we want. Yeah. And I think that's probably the biggest red flag, I would say, when you're in dating or around someone. If you can't be who you really are, then that ought to be a red flag to be like, maybe this is not the right relationship.
Yeah, because that changes the value. I keep using that word, but that's a really big word.
Yeah. Because like even conflict, like we handle conflict different.
We do. I want to avoid it, and I want to tuck it under a rug.
And you want to shut down and not talk about it.
I do.
And then I go through these times, and I would do this early on. We'd have a conflict. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything till she brings it up.
And
she has to bring it up.
That's literally.
And we would still be
eight
talking.
times out of 10 will never happen.
We would still be stuck on the very first thing you got frustrated about.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have talked about it.
Yeah.
Now I can be frustrated and be like, well, that's not fair. I had to bring it up. Yeah, call it whatever you want to call it. It's like I want to move past it. But at the same time, there has to be that give and take in the same sense of figuring that. And that's what we're saying about being in the same book.
Right.
Being the same idea. Now, like if you're having conflict, if I'm with you and we're having conflict and you start screaming and yelling and name calling and throwing stuff, that's an easy like, yeah, I'm out. I don't want to do that.
I'm sure you'd rather the shut down rather than the screaming and yelling. Or would you? Oh, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, here's what, when people scream and yell and lash out like that, it's easier to see and predict who they are and what they're about. When people don't and they shut down, that's more mysterious. It's like they don't want you to know, so they go into protect mode. So it's just a protection thing. It's like I go back to my safe space where no one can say anything or hurt me or do anything.
But over time, I have learned with communication, that's something that you value, which is why we go back to like, why is that important? The person that you choose to marry, because my communication mindset has changed over time, and we've changed over time together. And so, like, your mindset as you move through your relationship is going to change.
Right.
And even like what you see as like valuable or important in your relationship is going to change.
Oh, those values. Well, I'm not saying your values will shift completely.
Like your basic values, but like your focus, it will change over time. Like our values have remained the same.
Right.
But like the focus has changed over our 13 years together.
Yeah. When you're 23, things are different than when you're 33. Things matter different when you're 33 versus 23. And then when you're 43 versus 33, you're like, I was such an idiot.
Like however old I was, 34. I think I was 34 when we got married, and I'm 47 now. Although our focus has remained the same, but like the mindset of what that looks like has changed. So like, if you're listening and you've been married for a while, or if you like producer Thomas, our son, and his wife have been married for almost 2 years.
They're brand new into this.
They are still brand new with our precious baby granddaughter who just turned 1 year old, Lucy. But like the values are still there, but your mindset changes.
Right.
But
because now even for them, it's the crazy thing, like, for them, when they were first there, they were both working. They both had incomes. When they had a baby, now they decided for her to stay home because childcare was so expensive.
Yes.
And so then money shifts, which adds pressure. Now Miranda's at home with Lucy, and all her times with Lucy, Thomas is working on and off. So he's going 24. He's doing the shifts. So he's at the fire department. He's going. So there's a lot more responsibility shift. All things shift. And it's like, okay, this wasn't what it was like when we first said yes to each other.
But
and
that's when you have to decide that you're sticking with your person, even though the mindset has changed.
Right.
It's like you still have your common values, why you chose to be together, but things change, but you have to choose to change together.
Yes. And that's the thing, too, about relationships. Like you talk about relationships who are going through hard times or rough times. And my first question is, hey, are you both on the same page are you both into the fighting for it?
Right.
Like if you both are in this relationship and you're saying, like for us, we made this decision early on. We said, we're never going to use the divorce word.
No.
Like we're not going to say that. So no matter how mad you get at me, no matter how frustrated you get at me, I'm not going to use that word, so that's never an option.
It's not an option. No.
So my option is to figure out how to work through this with you.
Right.
And so at that point, it doesn't matter what life does. If we're broke, if we're rich, it doesn't matter what happens.
No.
I'm going to choose to fight with you. You got to choose to fight with me. But it takes two people to do that.
Yes, and that goes back to the being on the same page. With the divorce is not an option. We're in the same book. we might not be on the same chapter of this is how I feel
We're
versus
rarely
this is
in the same chapter.
true.
Yeah.
And we're even more rarely on the same page. But that we know we're in the same. I keep saying book. I'm a teacher. I'm sorry. That's my analogy that makes sense. We're in the same book of here. This is what we are doing, and we don't. Divorce is not an option. And so I'm going to choose to continue to work towards being with you.
Because here's what's over time, like you marry because of your values. You say yes to them.
Mm-hmm. And the butterflies. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is that I think if you want to have a lasting, great relationship, work on becoming best friends with that person you said yes to.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Like, make that your best friend. Like,
Yeah.
Like there's certain people in my life, like if I want to hang out and I've had a day, I'm going to tell Jess and be like, hey, let's hang out and have a day. And let's just chill. Like, let's sit outside. And there's only maybe 3 or 4 other people in my life, maybe 3 or 4 that I would call and say, hey, let's just do how about a bourbon and a cigar and let's just chill.
Just decompress.
Yeah. And let's just hang. There's only a few people in my life that I will call to do that because those are my close friends that I do life with. And so if you don't have that with your spouse, if your spouse is not your close friend, you're gonna find so many excuses not to do.
And that kind of circles back to the why is it important to who you chose to marry,
right,
and spend your life with.
If you're dating, I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna throw it out there and say it, and I may catch flack. If you are constantly fighting in a relationship that you're in and you're not married, you just need to walk away from that relationship.
Yeah.
Like, why are you both fighting and you're not even you're dating? This is the best it's going to get.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you always say.
This is the best it's going to get. This is the least responsibility you're ever going to have in this relationship.
It's the easiest it will ever be.
Yeah. And then you're going to have to work hard. And if you're fighting now, wait till you start adding all the really stresses of life in there. It gets really, really tough really, really fast.
It does.
And so we know, okay, so change happens. Every change happens. Our what we like, what we think, how we feel, all those things change over time.
And as things are changing, I'm sorry, my voice is going. You're going to have to choose what you're going to compromise over as time moves along.
Well, because
things are going to change. You have to choose.
Because here's what you need to keep in mind. The person you're saying yes to, that you're married to maybe for 10 years or whatever, that person is bringing their baggage into this relationship from, say, family. So let's take family, for instance. So you marry someone who comes from a very broken family, who never really valued time together as a family, who didn't really value those other things together. You come from a place where you really valued family.
Right.
And family is a huge thing.
Right.
When you merge those two together, there's going to be conflict.
Hard.
Yeah, like who's giving, who's taking.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Like that one person may be like, I don't want to be around my family during the holidays because it creates stress for me. You may be like, I love being around my family during the holidays because we have all these traditions.
Yeah, I can't not be around my family.
Yeah. And so you have to figure out how those two mesh together and how they work.
And also, I mean, and maybe I'm speaking from experience, but from the beginning of our marriage, some family situations look one way. And as time has progressed, even my family, and time has progressed and looks different. And so we have to figure out how to work together on all those things, because what's important to me as, as the mom of our family, as we're still working with what's changing with our grown children's family, like there's a lot of moving parts.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Well, you have to. And things change, like in the same sense of when we were talking about like family, like for instance, a vacation. We used to go on a family vacation, whereas every single one of my siblings and all their kids and everyone would go on vacation together. You're talking like 26, 27 people.
Now we're up to 30 of our immediate family.
I love my family.
Yeah.
I love them to death.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, I have my kids. And if I can get them into one place,
because now just our family, we're up to 9.
Yeah. And so if I can get them in one place, it's kind of selfishly, I'm like, I want to spend time with them.
Yes.
I want one-on-one time with them. And so we have to start being more focused on those 9 people in our lives.
If we get 7 days away with our
that's phenomenal.
our little family away from everything else, I will choose that every day, no matter what.
Yeah. And so and
that might look like a jerk to some members of an extended family on either side, but
it's never meant to be that way.
Never, because that's what we value.
Yeah.
That's where we go back to. I mean, that's one of the things that drew me to you when I was, I had the choice to marry you, whether or not I said yes. And so, but I knew what kind of values you placed on family because I had learned that about you. And so I knew that that's something that you would carry forward. And I feel like you probably learned that about me and on my side.
Yes. Yeah. I spent time with your dad today, just hanging out with your dad. Outside of, I was doing some work for him, but even then.
My sweet little daddy.
Yeah, just riding to Home Depot because I broke his toilet and we had to buy another one. And that's another story. So I installed a new one. But it was just conversation with him, riding to and from Home Depot. Like for me, that's priceless. Like that's really cool. Those are opportunities I'm realizing more and more. And I know this is an older thing.
Oh my gosh.
And when you're younger, you just freaking can't understand it.
True.
You only have a certain amount of time and the clock is running and you enjoy each of those moments because you never know when that clock stops.
That's been a really big thing that's running kind of through your mind a lot in the last several months.
And it's I will say, if I'm honest, it's undue pressure. It's a lot of pressure on myself that I don't love. I pressure myself because I feel my clock is running out and I need to get as much in as fast as I can. And I just need to. But
the trade-off for that is, can you enjoy?
I'm trying.
With a relaxed spirit.
I literally had the conversation with your dad today. I was like, bro, I am trying to take in right now, this moment. Right here. I was like, I'm trying to figure out how to stop and take in that moment. Because
there is a trade-off to what you value. Like, you might, it was time with my dad, and so that's family time, and so that's something we value. But what if it wasn't my dad? And what if it was something that you had spent hours and hours and hours at a job that took time away from our family? And then you traded that value for money or time away. And so, there's always a trade-off.
Yeah, we always trade. I always say that. We're always trading time for money.
You do.
But at the same sense.
Not you, we do.
But it's one of those, we trade time and money for all kinds of things. Like, you show me somebody who's filthy rich, and I'll be like, bro, that's awesome.
What did you trade for that?
Yeah, what did it cost you?
How many games did you miss? How many cheerleading competitions did you miss?
I guarantee you, I've sat at the table with those guys. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's wrong. If that's what you value and that's what you're chasing, then go chase that. But and I know that it costs you something.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you're right and I'm wrong and you're wrong and I'm right. I'm not either one of those. I'm just saying you have to decide what you value and what you're chasing.
Yeah.
And when you do that as a couple together.
Because as a family, we have lived both sides of that. If you, for me, when our kids were little, after we got married and I was going to school, and I had to trade my time getting my degree, my advanced degree, versus taking people to practice when you're going to 47 different places, versus when you had to work out of town and I was doing the 47 different places.
But we also set a time limit for how long those things were going to happen.
We sure did.
And so for couples who are in those situations, and we're way sidetracked, we're chasing a rabbit.
I know,
but
I'm sorry.
I would say if that's where you're at and you're there, if you're not sitting, you can... That cool opportunity can become a ditch that you can't get out of.
It sure can.
And you need somebody to snatch you up out of that.
That's true. So to circle back to the whole idea, and I know that we are both we're hoarse and we're clearing our throats and we're coughing.
There's a lot of sinus things going on.
I'm sorry. Now. I brought first grade cooties home to Greg, and I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. And so to circle back to thinking about the importance of who you married. What if you are already married and you're thinking about, oh gosh, okay, if I take an inventory of my life right now, we've been married for 10, 12 years, wherever you are.
Even 5, 6 years. You can be there in 5 years.
True. It's true. So what do we do? What now? What now?
Yeah.
So kind of leading into our unpack part. And so what I what I do and have always done, especially when our kids are little, and it was difficult. And what we were just saying, like if you were out of town, you were doing stuff, or if your schedule was hectic, or if I was in school and I would come home from full-time job and you were literally juggling all the kids and dinner and schedules. And there's been times where there's been a balance. Like, how did we keep it back to the basics of like, why are we even doing this?
Yeah. Well, I think that was something we talked. I don't know if this doesn't answer your question.
It may not. It's okay.
Because you asked the question and then you went to that
my whole sidetrack thing. It's okay.
I'm not sure what that was. But like you asked the question and why, I think it's because we had the common goal of what we were chasing together.
Right.
Like we had the decision you're going back to school.
You said I was going
things.
on a montage, but that's where I was going.
Yeah. So like there was an idea
Yeah.
that, because we sat down and had a discussion, are you going to go back to school? Yes. Okay. Both were on the same page.
Right.
We're going to chase that together. So let's chase that. But I'm thinking like if you're 7 years in, because that's the 7-year itch when most really the marriages start getting
There's
just really rocky and rough. Right. And you're like, okay, we don't like the same things anymore. We're not even in the same place anymore. So what next? I'm gonna say I always like to keep things as simple as possible because I'm a simple person. I'm like give me one.
You are not a simple person.
Okay, give me 1 to 2. Thank you. Give me 1 to 2 things I can work on then. Okay, so I want 1 to 2 things I can work on if I'm 7 years in or I'm 10 years in. I'm like, this is
right.
hard.
Number 1, what made you say yes in the first place?
Back to the root.
Yeah.
The root of it all.
Why did you say yes?
Go back to the foundation. Okay, so that's for me, if you say that to me, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go have coffee, or let's go have, if I don't want to commit to, let's go have dinner. Let's go have coffee.
I would hope you wouldn't, not you.
I'm just saying,
proverbially, the person
if you can't
listening,
go to dinner with your wife,
if you're not
going to, I agree with that. Okay.
My voice is going. If you can't say let's go to dinner.
Okay.
Well, let's get back to the basics.
Some are deep coffee conversations. Like when I'm having coffee, I can get some deep conversation. We're doing dinner. I'm thinking about the food. Like I'm so sidetracked on what I'm eating. So,
you mentioned earlier, like we had a tough conversation that we had wine outside in our garage.
Yes.
So it's like it didn't have to, whichever the case may be.
So it almost roots down to for us when we were talking about baggage claim, we looked at it and I said, why did you want to do this? Like, what do you see this going? Why do you even want to do this? Why are we even recording? And I'm not saying it in a mean way, but I wanted to be like,
Craig was pressuring me to continue.
No, I wanted to be like, why did we start this and what are you after? Because I was like, I have these expectations for it. You have expectations for it.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure those are lined up. So again, we're going back to the root of why we even started this. So before we in your marriage, you may want to look back and go, my expectations have changed in this marriage. And I expected this, but this is what's happened. Mm-hmm. What did you expect? And has what you expected happened? So it's almost get down to that and just have an honest, and we're gonna have a podcast, but it's how to have really honest, hard conversations in a constructive way, because you have to have those in marriage. So we're gonna talk about that. And we're trying to stay under a time limit, so we may be rushed here at the end. So we're trying to, our producer Michael told us we're going too long.
That's Thomas.
No, Michael, the conversation we had 2 days ago with producer Michael. Stay with me.
I was like, this Thomas.
I know who Thomas is, babe.
I'm just saying.
I know, I'm 100% who he is.
I was writing when you were saying that. I was writing a note.
Number
2, what makes you say yes to staying there, staying together? What makes you say yes?
I don't know. What does make you say yes?
Well, all the things that you were just saying. even in our hall conversation today, we're in the same book. I keep going back to my book and teaching reference. We are in the same book. We may not be on the same page, but we're in the same chapter of continuing with this particular situation of baggage claim. And so that could be anything from, okay, why are we continuing? Let's pretend like, why are we continuing with our son staying in travel baseball? Okay, are we in the same chapter? Are we in the same page? Are we in the same book? Do you value that? Or
right.
It could be even, why are we serving in this specific ministry at church? Are we in the same chapter? Is this not where you want to serve? Okay, well, where do you want to serve? Are we in the same chapter or on the same page? Like, you can be in the same book of what you value together as a couple, of why it's important that who you chose. But like, if you're not going in the same direction, like, okay, where are you going?
Okay.
And how can we get back to there?
I agree. It just hit me where I'm going on a golf trip this weekend.
Yeah.
The very first, now this is crazy.
I love this.
This is the very first time I've ever been on a golf trip.
Yes.
And it just hit me today. This is the very first time I've been on a guy's trip since we've been married that is not around a bachelor party.
Okay. I was about to say, what about these
I've been on bachelor parties, but it's like I was invited to go on, and some of them went, Thomas's was our son and the other.
Yes.
But it's like,
you've been
most of our trips since we've been married is me and you. Mm-hmm. Like, if you give me the option, and I love my, like, I love the trip with Thomas. I love the trip to Austin and to New Orleans and all those with the guys, and it was fun. But if you ask me, you can do that or you can go with your wife somewhere. I'm going to choose you.
I've never been on a trip without you since we've been married.
And it's not a bad thing. Like, I love my friends.
The one time I had the option was when Brittany married Corey, my brother. And I still kick myself today, but I really, truly did not have a choice, because it was when I was in school and I had a paper due or something with school when I was still in school, and I had made that choice to commit to that. And I committed to that regardless of what our kids' activities were for. And then it happened to fall whenever my brother was getting married. But anyway, I didn't go. I've not been on
where? You didn't even say where you had the
on
chance
the
to
bachelorette trip with.
You didn't say that at all.
My current sister,
Like,
my sister-in-law.
Okay.
I've never been on a trip without you since we got married.
So I'm just saying, like, wherever you're at in the spectrum, whatever's going on.
Yeah.
And if you're struggling to find the connection with your significant other, take a minute, sit down, maybe do those two just small little exercises. Why did we say yes to each other?
And why
are we staying? Are we on the same page? And why are we staying? Why are we in this? Are you my ride or die? So
ride or die. So to unpack, okay.
That was unpacking.
We never said the word unpack.
Well, that was our unpack, though.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, it kind of is, but we never said unpack.
So because we said it doesn't matter. Okay, so we didn't say unpack, so it doesn't matter. So.
No.
Where are you at? What's going on? I'm so confused.
I am too.
All right, so we're going to wrap up.
That was unpack version. That unpack section. No, we didn't say the word unpack.
Do those two things, okay? And I hope you have a great week. And no matter where you're at, I just want to say, go dogs.
Go dogs and unpack this together, and it's going to be so good.
Yeah, it is.